part to our match, though. Technical
guys,
pause in
this
play.
is meant to happen for game number 2 when Pansy's up here.
We scheduled it
that
for them.
you've got this the wrong way around. So we just, get this one cleaned up nice and quick because obviously it's not meant for us. Something interesting as well for those maybe a Counter-Strike fan. Malik down on the stage with the Vitality boys. Obviously someone who has a hell of a lot of coaching experience over the years. Someone who's been around for a long, long time. And it was something we sort of talked about as an interesting prospect for someone like Gorilla taking over as a head coach for the first time. How are they going to sort of pad up the rest of their staff? We've seen a little bit more with Comet, obviously being there as the assistant, but Malik being on stage is an interesting term because that's a coach who maybe beats anyone out currently, maybe even in all of VCT, but definitely in our league, I think has experience in terms of that coaching role.
Yeah, with Existence gone, especially. I think that's one of the main things then. You're a new coach on the scene, like in the form of Gorilla. He knows the team intimately, and then you've got so much support to help him, I guess, grow into this role.
Yeah.
And it's very nice to see. I caught them after one of their victories, one of their first victories there the other week, and it was, wow, you could see the pride in Gorilla's eyes, smiling ear to ear. It's just a guy you can't help but feel excited to see him succeed. And same thing for the whole Vitality roster. Now we're going to be jumping back into the game.
We'll save it for later, guys. Come on.
And BBL, attack side, might not have gotten off to the best of starts. And now they're left down to Pistols. This is normally where we say it's a nice, easy round for Vitality. Somewhere for those defenders to build up the credits, not lose too many players. One player, which is Trex, coming in with a pistol. So they have a little margin for error. The reality is, BBL with pistols, Turkish players with pistols, scary. Kushner upgrading to a Sheriff, all the more reason to fear what could be coming around the corner any moment. And I think we see a much more controlled second round out of the side of Vitality because you have to be so careful not to give BBL an opportunity.
Yeah, I think as well, I want to sort of touch while we're in a round that, again, you're not having massive expectations for on the veto. Because, again, we had this sort of chat obviously coming in with Reezy earlier, where he basically says that he doesn't really like the map Ascent. And I kind of look at the picks and, okay, they had a great performance versus Liquid, but other than that, throughout the season and the last split, it hasn't been the best map for them. So picking it in, obviously we've seen a recent loss to Foot, but Foot have looked unbelievable when facing off against pretty much any team. So I don't feel like this map is massively favored to BBL at all. If anything, I'd have it quite even.
I really like Sender's buy. He's gone for a Guardian for the wall banks, then you've got two players spraying as they come through the smoke. Really nice setup. Then they've lost one player. Anything else would be damage, and a second kill found by Elite. Not too bad. Trex is on the way to save the Guardian, but the losses are still there. Could have gotten a little bit more out of control, but well, you can thank players like Trex for cleaning it up nice and early.
Yeah, and they're building the orbs on, like, players you'd want to build the orbs on, I guess. Like, going towards that Hunter's Fury, the Blade Storm early in the game is always going to be beneficial. Although saying that, Reezy has clearly been farming the orbs up on the other side because he's only 2 away from having that Hunter's Fury with only a single kill to his name. Something that would definitely help them out a little bit more with those entries, as a lot of the time this team does rely a lot on Kushner. And it was highlighted by Kakuka during the beginning of the show that he is someone that is one of the best players, definitely in our region, maybe in the world on this map. But if he has a bad day, I would already call GG.
I think that's a fair call. It's not like there aren't players there that can land those punches, but not as consistently as a man like Kushner X. And
especially on attack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's a tough role as well. Being the first man in against some of these comps when you're running in first, it doesn't make it easy. You're running into things like alarm bots. Although he's managed to destroy that early. Safe, taken down on the A main aggression. Vitality were looking for a little bit of map control, a little bit of information. They know there's someone around mid, and I like the setup. Trex backs off, though. Conscious that they could push up B main. That leaves Runner isolated, and now his position's given away. He still gets one, and almost the second. The damage is done, though. It makes it easier for Trex. You can follow up on the first at least. Hold control of the site for a moment longer, but they're about to come swinging. Both sides with a flash. He has to take a fight. Isolates a duel, but loses it. And Elite now lurking back towards main. They have 2 players here. Not planned. Oh, it's actually not secured just yet. Repositioning, so it's easier to wallbang. Oh, they're lined up. It got dangerous, and it still is. Sender, 150 HP. He knows where the last player is, but he won't hit the shot. It's BBL on the board.
Yeah, it's going to be a round 1 in the end by that clutch from Reezy, and it's good they're on the board, but the fashion is a little bit worrying. Because again, that's a bonus round, and it's a bonus round that had an SMG and a pistol within it. So the fact that that comes so close is definitely dangerous in the early stages. Again, the ults, the only ones online are still for that attack though. And I do think that Hunter's Fury alongside Kushner is one of the best way you can open up the rounds on a Sen.
Nice!
Well, they're going to have those tools at their disposal. All that remains is to see how they use them. Vitality on the defense, scrappy buy. Safe's gone for the Outlaw. Remember, he got picked off early for the A main information. This time, it's two other players alongside him around that angle, albeit they're a bit more aggressive than he was, pushing up close to the boxes before falling back. We've seen Kicks concede the space. It's just Sender left behind to watch the one-way, and it's a good job that, oh, in fact, even Sender is now moving away from that position. It's a good job that they are, because that short play is about to come through, and BBL full pressuring right into two players of this defensive side. This could be risky.
Oh, the flash again. Solid from Kicks. We saw it in the pistol. We've seen it in this round. And the tag damage that's being done has left Kushner on just 3 health. I think even Reezy's taken a little bit more damage, but Kicks has gone down. Elite's done well there to at least even things up in terms of personnel. Damage-wise, it's not even close, although it's getting there.
No, it's a little bit more scary. And Kushner and Reezy left out for the late round. It could be a big problem, especially with the information the Neural Theft is now giving BBL. They know where Vitality are. They can see the gaps and try to exploit them. That said, there's still Killjoy utility holding mid, so Kushner's sneak up is going to be caught. There's the alarm bot seeing him, so no free space to be seized, although that is now in the back of Vitality's minds that there could be a flank in play. The numbers extending further in their favor. Not a lick of damage done the other way. The Outlaw hasn't landed its shots, and now, even with the low HP, let's delete those players. It's still a 2v2, time against them, but Vitality, no. There's 2 extra guns floating around. It's just not worth the risk at this point, and I think they've made the right call running back to the B site to save these weapons.
Yeah, I think a big thing in this round is Brave. Like, the fact that he's able to get into that A site, pick off a player just as the smoke is fading, and then kill off safe. Like, that was the turning point of the round. Such high impact from the controller that basically gives them a round that when you look at the health in that 4 versus 4, probably should have been going the way of Vitality. So they will take those all day long. Maybe Kushner isn't the be-all and end-all if you have someone like Brave doing that.
Well, that's it. Like we said, it's not like the rest of the players are pulling punches. It's just about consistency, about the levels we've seen Kushner hit in games that have sometimes been close. 2-2. And like we said, there was a shift from Vitality. Early on, they went for the A main control. They tried to take the fights there. The one-way kept the control, and they moved back to short. They have a great execute out, getting the opening pick, sending the rest of the squad running for the hills. And yet, like you said, Tom, the big factor, Brave, being able to get into that A site. And that was the space that they'd conceded in A main. A little too tunnel visioned on the short controller, not having any utility there to cover it.
Okay.
This time, Runner had his utility behind and it drew the eye of Kushner. The only problem is that Brave has gone straight into the site. Now splitting them and leaving Runner in a pretty tough spot still. Pora falling. Oh, and Trex is still going. I thought he'd start to run away, but
he can't
he's
run
just
away.
blind firing.
There's nowhere to go. Like, Brave is still on the back of the site and his teammates haven't been able to clear Tabritsky TP, but he gets away with it anyway. Puts it into a 2 versus 1, and while safe, will hit the 2 remaining shots to give Vitality what I'll call a scruffy round.
Yeah, that maybe wasn't quite as clean as they were expecting. Brave is getting away with some BS, I'll say that, but Trex really surprised me. You know, he had a choice here, fall back, the nade keeps him there a moment. His teammate dies, he swings and trades it. Eventually, like you said, yeah, Brave was there to catch him. Getting away with this TP is a little bit ridiculous, though. Sender came in swinging and just couldn't find his mark. Luckily, Safe was there. Clean and house, 3-2. 1 round lead for Vitality. Hunter's Fury online for both squads, but a few more ultis in play for Vitality to fall back on. That said, how much impact can Sender have on the ult? Well, maybe we'll find out. Brave's one was decent last round.
It's more of a rotational tool. Safe though, aggressive, but he's lost that fight. And actually, Kushner's just found another. This is the thing, the individual power of this team. 3 1v1s, can we make it a 4th? No, Kicks will put an end to what has just been an all-out aim battle. The problem is it already kind of looks like the round is done, sure. Some of the players are a little bit further away. There would be some openings in these fights to be taken, but I think it might just have to be a play to get out of there. The timing couldn't be worse.
Disastrous. Just the one weapon to be saved, perhaps. It doesn't look like BBL will be moving too quickly to take them down. This round for Vitality, I think, is one that they're going to be pretty upset about. A lot, like you say. Okay, let's exclude that X, the blue X in middle. The rest of them are 1v1 fights taken in the open. It starts on the left side of the map with Safe pushing up and being caught out. Then the same thing, and it's not aggression on short, it's just a player holding the angle but losing the fight to Kushner, and then that causes the player on site to try to reposition and get caught by Brave. Rounds of dominoes starting with the first, and it was that one there. Just can't expect this to happen.
The fun thing is as well
again,
is
at least
going up against the
the
number one headshot player in Elite. Like that's what he's been known for. And as said, like there's not many people I think you put 1v1 versus Safe that come out on top. I don't mind the aggression from the defensive side at all, but Elite is one of those players where if he's in form, well, I think he literally was the highest rated player of Split 1 and they didn't make playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the first fight is what it is. You go for aggression, you take a duel, doesn't work out, but in the space of 3 seconds, losing 2 more across the map in semi-passive positions, I think that is just going to rewrite how you want to play these early rounds for Vitality, and there has been a shift, moving instead towards mid-aggression with Safe going down on the operator, players further back, although not able to support with the smoke in play. They wouldn't get a chance to help out either way, because we can see BBL are fully committing to this A main hold. Or A main push, I should say, with the rotation of Elite coming in.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to use the Hunter's Fury here. Especially on an A-side take. They've had it for a few rounds. It's a good way to get an opener, but instead... They've lost Brave. That's their smoke's gone. Maybe the lurk of Elite, though, might cause more problems with this take looking to hit straight into the B site.
Oh, well, Elite has caused an issue. The problem really for me is that turret on B. They're going to get early information, quicker rotation from Trex, ult online and outside the range, but he's not going to use it here. Just about to be caught. The swing, no smoke down, and he just goes wildly into the angle. Runner's in trouble, and he's out. Down and out of the round just like that. BBL 4 versus 2. And Vitality with low credits in play and the spike now planted have a decision to make. Even committing to this is putting a lot on the line and weapons that you can't get back in the next round. In particular, it is the op, the one man standing, and now they know where he is. And I don't think they're going to be happy for him to save this weapon.
Look where Elite's going. He's going all the way around. He's like, okay, facing him in mid, too obvious. I'm going to go on a full wraparound, so if he tries to save, my other teammates can cut him off from a different angle, and I'm going to be in such a ratty position that why would he ever expect me to be here? The thing is, though, Safe is playing on an angle where ultimately, I don't know if anyone's going to catch him. Because getting near here when the spike goes off is going to make it pretty difficult. It will cut off a lot of the angles, especially without that door being broken. The only danger will be Elite himself, and I think Safe's going to manage to avoid that.
It's too late now. I think even knife out, he won't make it to him on time. Short of a big mistake, so yeah, the op is still going to be saved. That's a big weapon carried through to the next round by the side of Vitality, and I think they can be pretty thankful to get that across the line. The BBL having one player behind causing issues, but it's this site push. It's the pick straight onto Trex, an ambitious swing that then allows the Hunter's Fury to be focused on the site, and the fact that it catches both pulses onto Runner is disastrous. And you can see they're not happy about that one.
I think another great round from Elite as well. Like just the positioning he had all the way through that round is like, okay, yeah, we'll talk about his aim, but none of those fights were disadvantageous. He was waiting for his teammates to pull a rotation or force someone to go looking. He's just waiting, and he's not going to miss that shot. I have faith in him 99 times out of 100 that if someone goes swinging into an angle versus Elite, he's going to take them down. So after a solid early start, early rounds from the side of Vitality, this has now started to become quite a bit more favorable. 4 of the last 5 rounds going the way of BBL. Elite's on good form, Brave's been on good form. The only thing somewhat against them here is going to be those ultimates. Blade Storm. The thing is, I don't know if Safe will use it here because he's got that operator. It'd only be if the round gets close, but the Hunter's Fury definitely could be. Maybe the null command if the right position is used, maybe in a late round. But even still, I think we all know the focal point of this round is just going to be Safe.
Well, it has to be. It really does. Early dash online as well for Safe. We'll see an aggressive position taken. The knife can clear out some space. I don't know if he's going to go pushing up close. I almost hope not. Indeed. Just holding it outside the smoke. There's some dangers as the smoke fades, and we rarely see players decide to go brazenly through the one-way, especially with how aggressive Vitality have been. They've held this position in a number of rounds so far. It has to be something BBL at least suspect when you see these smokes cycling. There it is, off the flash, and it was a leg shot, barely missing. And the knife in play, up close, up, swinging in, grabbing one on Brave. Trex has got it with the Hunter's Fury just before that. Kushner's down to 30. This is a great crunch from Vitality, fighting their way out of the choke point, dealing the damage, spotting more players, and you know what that means. In comes the op yet again, and it's got its kill with Kushner low. All the pressure's on Elite, and just like that, his head is ripped off. I think this round's already dead. It's in the water. We'll see if Kushner can make it costly at least.
I think even that's going to be difficult. Maybe a kill onto Kicks, but the pop flash is there. And Boss Safe's already used. Sorry?
Difficult, huh?
He got 3 kills there. 3?
Let's slow that one down.
I don't even know if we have a camera that catches stuff that slow. What? He made it a bit more costly, I guess. I really love this setup, though. This was all about contact A. Unfortunately for BBL, they walked into the trap. It's where the operator was, it's where the Hunter's Fury was set up ready to go, and it's where the majority of players were. Oh, here we go. This is as slow as it goes. I still only saw 2. I still only saw 2.
What? We saw it 2 times slow motion, and I swear to God, the man shot 2 players.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it wasn't slow enough. We need the technology.
Well, in a few years, we'll watch that one back and get to see what really happened. That's a little bit ridiculous. 4-4. Vitality, still the operator in play for Safe, this time moving around to mid. And there's a couple of targets here for him. Unfortunately, the smoke's gone up, so tough to convert. Spams coming in, wall bangs. I like it. A little bit of damage being dished out, but nothing noteworthy just yet. BBL have claimed the space on the back of it, and it looked like that was a surprise for Runner, almost blindsided out of the round. Instead, he gets a second wind, falling back towards the site. Again, Safe's operator is going to be smoked out, but he uses his Cloudburst to reposition, sees one, dodges Paranoia, and he's right back into the angle. Wants this fight ahead of the first Cloudburst, but not of the second. And now they're starting to come down the alleyway. He's going to be boxed in fairly soon with limited opportunities to take kills. Safe desperately fighting for a chance. There it is, down to the Classic and swung from the side. He's out.
Oh, pop flash. Actually, that's going to even things back up. If anything, with how low Brave is, there's a real opportunity here. Poor's Molly will slow them down at least a little bit, but that Paranoia into the corner, it leaves Brave to try and help him, try and keep him safe, but instead Kicks has just wiped them out. 4 kills. Again, another multi-frag that will bring Vitality home around, and this is a real back and forth. Every time a team seems to get an advantage, take the lead, the other swings back in turn.
Yeah, got to give props to Kicks on that round, especially in the way back into the site. He's swinging out wide, knowing that after they Paranoia up close.
Oh, here we go. How slow can you go?
No, it's still 2. Where's the third guy? Where'd he come from? Where'd he go?
Somewhere.
Where did he come from?
Somewhere out there is someone screaming at the production room going, I've shown you it 4 times.
I'm sorry, I just don't accept it.
This fake news.
I know what I saw.
The third player was flat.
Okay, all right. That's too far, Tom. That is too far. 5-4 now for Vitality. Been a good couple of rounds. Odin getting some damage in.
My.
Kushner down to 26. Should be easy to deal with him. Although,
Timmy.
see if you can hit a few headshots to recover. And I've liked this from Vitality. I feel like they've got a couple of these trap plays. It's not about wrestling for the control of the map. It's just about making it more annoying for BBL to take that control, as you can see with the health of Kushner in this round pretty clearly.
Cage triggered.
Drone being used just to check how many there are towards the main, and well, the realization may now be there that it is in that direction, but with a deep position from Kushner, it seems like BBL might be just looking to try and play off of that. The patience of Brave in the past has found them picks, but ultimately, they're now all going to build back up, and that pick for Runner is going to put a bit of a spanner in the works. That's not what they were hoping for. A good trade, though, from Pora, and an immediate response from Trex.
Well, that was the low HP player from earlier. He's finished off his dinner. Now it's time to move to the dessert. A few more players on the way. Straight out of main, already up close is Reezy, catching him off guard, but dropped immediately. It's Kicks on the trade, through the smoke, flashing and getting himself through. Low on bullets, but it doesn't matter. He's low on opponents too after that. Quick 3K from Kicks, and Vitality are back in the lead 6-4, a 2-round gap for BBL to recover on.
Yeah, Kicks has been frying over the last few rounds. 11-6 with 11 assists to boot, and a lot of those have been pot flashes.
Yep.
Like we always see like KO assists and go, he's just hit 4 people with a knife and they've run in and they've died. But in this case, it's always just a pot flash onto another. But obviously these ones don't count because he's getting the kills as he goes.
We hate winning.
No, we don't, bro.
Sorry.
No, chill.
I'm actually freaking
Chill out.
That's like a disappointed father. 6-4. BBL are going to take themselves a pause. Obviously a team that are relatively well known for their attack side rounds, especially. Like with Kushner leading the charge, he definitely isn't at Kushner level just yet. A Blade Storm coming in for him this round might just turn the tide, but I do worry a little bit for them with this streak of rounds now coming out for Vitality. If this is an 8-4 half, I don't feel like I'm going to be too confident in them being able to take this one over the line. We'll see though. It was last time out where Vitality definitely had some struggles on the defense, so maybe now with those defensive rounds under their belt, the attack will be a little better.
Well, that's it. It's looking like good course correction for this squad so far. The side of BBL, not in an ideal spot to fight from. Blade Storm for Kushner, pistols, rifle. Like we said, there's opportunities in this round. There's chances, but for the most part, they're looking to finish this half on 5.
Get out of my way.
Kushner can be the difference maker in it.
Take flight.
Drone is going to lead the charge. Remember, Vitality played so aggressively here that probably going to want to double check that they're not towards the back of Wine. Kushner straight in towards the site. Blade Storm in hand. Player up close. Nice kill. But Trex and Safe. They've cleaned up so many of this BBL squad that, well, the pressure really is on Kushner now, and he will not find anything. Straight into the eyes of the opposite. Looks like Pora will follow in his footsteps. The swing. Shot not landed by either.
It was a
and Kicks
1-4-5.
still
That's
close again.
so cursed. That's so cursed.
Too far away. A step further, maybe he gets him.
Yeah, Safe will live to fight another day, and well, a lead extended for Vitality. This defensive side looking very good again. It was 4 or 5 rounds in a row
Oh, that's beautiful.
for the side of BBL, and then other than that, everything has gone the direction of Vitality. I think the operator coming in for Safe has been a big turning point. A lot of opening picks and a lot of battles that he's been able to win. And the double initiator, well, they've both been popping as well.
Trex might have gotten lost in the sauce in a couple of rounds with like wide swings on an Odin versus non-smoked opponents that are just staring at him. And
I heard he was watching your demos.
listen, come on. We all make mistakes sometimes. And sometimes you got to go for it. Maybe you hit that spray down on both players who have Vandals while you're crouched. But sometimes that doesn't happen. And it is what it is. But I think most rounds, by and large, he's been very impressive. He's doing damage. He's been a headache for BBL to deal with. And honestly, just fun to watch, Tom. I enjoy it. Spraying down those angles, laying down suppressing fire. Now for BBL, a chance to push up to 5. Like we said, this is the round that they invest fully. They get the rifles on every player. Ult on Pora as well. Although a lockdown for Runner could be an issue in the late round.
Yeah, if he gets to use it. My only worry sometimes with Pora when things aren't going the best, he tries to lead the pack as the IGL. And I think especially, like in this round, sure he's got his ult,
Yeah,
so maybe that won't be the worst case to do it. But if he ends up going down before he's able to use it, that could definitely be more of a problem. Lockdown has been baited, but at this point, 30 seconds left in the round. They've also put a fragment to slow them even further. The full rotation of this team is going to be coming in, and the utility might not even be denied by the time they actually get into the site.
There's 3 players on A, 1 close on short. A lot of containment for Vitality. There's the harassment of the Odin, but it's dropped. So is Kicks, so is
Okay.
Sender. Great stuff. The recon used to draw their eye, and the swing to execute after. Safe needs something from up top. Runner's here with him as well, but an operator, before it goes back into the site, it needed to thin the herd. Now you're swinging wide, and they've got plenty of guns to fire right back. 28 HP. Next to no chances to pull this across the line. For BBL, big mistakes would need to be made, and they are just waiting for the repeat. 7-5, decent attacking side from BBL, and especially good recovery towards the end.
Yeah, I think those fights won by Elite towards the late round was the big changing factor again.
We need to see.
It's just what this guy is able to do sometimes, where it's like players are just waiting on angles. He just cleans out the backside. There was only about 12 seconds left at that point. Denies the re-entry as well. Just a huge round from someone who, well, as I said, highest rated player of the first split. 7-5. I wouldn't say a death sentence for either squad. Like, historically, this map has been quite defense-sided, but as said, BBL have a lot of the time thrived when it comes to that attack, so I don't think either side will be overly confident going into the second half. And I think this pistol could be, well, more of a deciding factor than anything else.
Well, it could definitely widen the wedge between the two. For Vitality, that's what they're hoping for here on the attack. 4 players moving in towards middle, leaving Sender to slowly play up on A. Now, we saw this very same approach from BBL in one of the early rounds, and it allowed for Brave on the attack to sneak up in that same position Sander's in. For now, the distraction is working. It's drawing their eyes towards short. Brave, though, is going back out to spot it. He knows he's wise to that strategy, but he's not able to win the fight. Now there's a challenge on the site with Pora isolated as well. Kushner tries to swing to help, but he's dropped, and then Reezy does the same. Manages the trade at least, but with his life lost afterwards, Elite is left in a near impossible situation.
Yeah, there'd need to be some overpeaks. And he's a man I think you'd respect enough not to overpeak, well, unless you're safe, and then you'll win it anyway. Pistol round taken by Vitality. Another strong start to this second half. That's both under their belt, I believe. And well, I'd be interested to see what they invest, because last time, what, it was it 3 rifles? I felt like it was 3 rifles, a pistol, and an SMG, is what they did last time.
There was a Spectre, a Ghost, and then rifles, indeed.
Yeah. So it seems like going for something similar again. A chance for a 5 rifle purchase going into the next round if things aren't too costly.
Nice, guys.
Other than Kushner's Sheriff, there really isn't a lot in this round.
Was that the reaction to the 1v4 attempt? I mean, they seemed very disappointed that he didn't get like
I kind of hope it's like maybe 15 seconds
yeah,
before.
yeah, right? Like, I assume it is. If it's the last fight, man, you have high expectations.
We'll be having words.
Yeah. In scrims, you win that Elite. Come on. Like, scrim and silvers. But 8-5. 3-round gap. Vitality, chance to extend, and that is a nice shot from Kushner. Very much what we warned about in the previous half when we saw this same scenario. 1 Sheriff and Classics for BBL, but they can do damage. The rifle will not be retrieved by the defenders just yet, as Vitality fill in the space to grab it and protect it, and then take the kills. But Kushner's also repositioned. Found himself on the other side of this smoke, although he's backing off, not wanting to take the fight just yet. He'll hold this pixel angle, though. Smoked off again. Good job.
The hope was that either someone got overzealous or maybe his teammates were able to survive until that smoke faded. Instead, though, well, Reezy's won a straight-up fight. No. Kushner has found another. This is starting to get pretty dangerous, but Trex has been able to deal with him. It's already a costly round. There's no doubt about that. Runner, he's going looking for a rifle. They've at least got the 2 Vandals into this round. A Guardian will have gone amiss. Come on, that's now going to fall into the hands of Pora. Still a big ask for this defensive side. But maybe he can get something cheeky done with some wallbangs. That's the goal, and he has hit Trex.
He's tagged him. Just the 1. There's a chance for more. Brave as well, just going to wait out that reveal. Doesn't want to get wallbanged himself. Nice shot. The ping's gone down on Market, I assume, or someone just knows their lineups. Runners swung out right afterwards. Damage done, kill found. Brave down to 60. The reveal caused him problems, and he's decided that he's got to go get that Guardian if he wants to have a chance. Needs to hit those headshots, you'd imagine. Has to be quick, and perhaps at this stage, there has to be mistakes from Vitality. They're just waiting him out on the back of the site. Soon they'll lose their weapons, though. They know now the round's probably won. The question is, can he contain them for damage? The answer is no.
Yeah, I think there was a realization from Brave that winning was impossible, but holding them in and doing damage would still have a pretty high amount of value. And that's the thing. It's definitely going to put a little bit of damage onto what will be a bonus round. But even still, Vitality are looking to come in with 4 rifles. Okay, light shields are the majority of players, but other than that, this is still a really dangerous buy.
Absolutely is. There's going to be a lot to cause threats to this defensive side, and the problem for them being that we can see Vitality. Yeah, sure, there's a weakness in the Stinger. It's not like Sender's going to be first man in taking contact.
Wall is clear. Guys, the wall is clear.
Well, you know, that's probably, Tom, to protect in case Brave gets all his ult orbs.
No, it's
TP's
for
there.
the new agent that can run through walls.
That's a thing? Live leak over here? All right.
Yeah.
Well, flashing through to start it off. Bora's got some information. He knows there's players here. Knife destroyed, but steps heard falling back. He knows short's being given up. Good information for BBL. Rotation to come into play. I think Kushner's going to support middle. We'll see Reezy shift towards the B site, and they'll be stacked up and ready for this hit that, well, it kind of appears like Vitality you're going for. The only thing is, look at where Sender is. Sender's the man with the spike, and he doesn't seem to be on his way to plan. Oh, that could be scary, but spams don't land this time.
Oh, and it does seem like the eventual plan is to go back in the other direction. Now, bear in mind that Sender only has an SMG. There's definitely a risky element if he was to push this on his own, so he has to wait, and that's going to buy time for the rotation. This allows for Kushner to get back into position. The fragment has also held them back a little bit more, so now there's 30 seconds, and, well, BBL definitely know that they are going in this direction. Kushner getting a little bit caught, but again, they have to clear out this entire site. Paranoia still available. The trade's not too bad, but they need to get Brave out of the back of this site, and he's still surviving. Finally, he has gone down, but now they have to sprint back. They have to get that spike, and if Elite manages to hit some sort of crazy shot, maybe they have a chance, but the plant will be going down.
Spike planted.
Secured safely. They've even dodged the wall banks as well towards the Jenny, and safe! Cleaning house on the site. A safe pair of hands indeed. That's double digits for Vitality on the back of an ace.
I guess that works,
What
doesn't
more
it?
can you say, man?
I guess that works. Like, it's a round where I feel like BBL, for the most part, kind of did everything right. Like, they tried to reposition into more passive angles so they can play off of each other. They basically got the time down to, what, within, I think there was about 2-3 seconds left when they actually planted the spike. So it gets incredibly close. The fact is, though, Safe just traded every kill. Like, all the fights, he traded out every single one and then stopped them before they could retake. If your superstar duelist can do that, the rest doesn't matter so much.
Well, that's it. I mean, you've got your Marine Corps and your Special Forces, I suppose. And for us here, Safe was definitely the Trafalgar Law. He's called in for the big task, sneaks his way through the A site. Oh, he's hit him with the Cloudburst. That should do damage. That should stop him. It should do something. It's a skill shot. But Pora managed to actually reposition, tucked in a corner. Braves aggression on A main caught. Now Pora wants to clear. Nobody here. Reveal does just the same. And they start a mass exodus of the A site, moving back towards B, filling in the space. And all the while, Pora wants that bit of extra information. Unfortunately, it comes at the cost of his life, and there's not a lot they can do in the back of it. There's at least one mid, and you're 3 versus 5.
Of course, the context is important in this round, or in this map more so. BBL's map choice. If they lose this series, I think we've been told they're praying for some sort of 4-way tie to get them through to the playoffs.
That's rough.
It seems even worse than last time, which is impressive. And more importantly, if Vitality win, their life's still in their hands. They win next week, they make it through. Kushner, great position, had an opportunity, but Sender's there to execute him before he can catch any of his teammates. And although, again, that clock is getting low, it's not even close this time. 2 pistols, 2 players to try and clutch this out versus the 5 on the other side. Will cut out the first few shots of that one. That's going to be 11-5, and Andalucia flawless to bolster that economy a little bit for Vitality, but at this stage, 11-5 up. I don't know, this map is looking ropes.
I think there'll be a couple I told you so's coming out of Reezy after this map. And I think one of the shames here is the fact that Kushner, we've seen him in positions a lot more difficult than where he just was, and he gets a lot more out of it. But this time, no juice for the squeeze. And he was the player with the rifle, the other 2 left with Sheriffs. If he grabs one, I have no doubt, I've seen the reality many times. Goes back to main, wins the fight, has a position to stop them planting, and then a headache while the pistol players can cause even more headaches from behind. But this time he's rooted out of position early, and I feel like that was one of the rounds we needed a hero performance. Like you say, 11-5. Rifles do come out for BBL, but ults aren't online. They don't have anything to fall back on if the A plan isn't working, and so far the B and C haven't been there either. And then, well, Vitality only need the one hiccup, and they'll be at least guaranteeing themselves an overtime.
Yeah, and realistically, it hasn't looked like that at all. Like, we've had them having the sort of bigger plays to win them like bonus rounds with just Safe having a gun, or we saw Kicks have a few couple of like 4Ks with really good pop flashes. They definitely look like the team more in control. And yeah, you win both pistols, a game like this is going to look incredibly dominant. This second half has been. Well,
This goes here.
there's sort of been I guess a 4-round or 5-round streak where they
Get out of my way!
looked like they had some fight in them. That's done a lot of damage, but Safe doesn't care. The paranoia didn't connect though, so he's lost that early fight.
Oh, the jump there a little bit questionable from Kushner. Now we're down to an advantage for Vitality. How quickly the tables turn with Reezy on 33 HP. This shock dart from earlier might have done damage, but Trex's does a little more. 33 damage, actually, I think maybe even Reezy got away with more damage. Unfortunately, the kill shot's all that matters. And now down to just Pora. This round has quickly spiraled out of control for this defensive side. A complete flood of B that, in a way, they were ready for. They had the manpower, they had the rifles in the right spot, but the shot's not hitting. Coordination a little off. And individuals left in the open. Pora, it's tough. The first player was the one that was low. He hasn't hit the shot either. The reveal making it even more difficult. Spams, keeping his HP under control, and he brought a knife to a gunfight. 12-5. 7 chances for Vitality to close this map out on their attack, and they've looked pretty well. I mean, look at the scoreline. They've looked flawless so far.
Yeah, I think the only player who had a bit of a slower start to this game was Runner, and he's now climbed up the board as well. It is looking like a much better team performance, and he was someone I was a little worried about, because I think of all the role switches, he's the one that comes out most uncomfortable. Like, Safe going back to Julius, no one's worried about that. Trex and Kicks now on the initiators. Sender has played controller many times before. It was only his Sentinel that, yeah, we've seen a few blips here and there, but if those can be ironed out, well, you get results like this. 12 and 5 up, your opponent's map choice on a map that, well, you don't really play that often. You've won, I don't think they have won over the split. They've lost it close to KC, Fnatic, and then lost to Foot this split as well. So it's not been a great map for the side of Vitality, but it's looked a lot better today.
Yeah, we've spoken about this, the recovery of this squad, the change in leadership, the bolstering of the backlines, the support staff, and even new directions in terms of the players on the server, Runner being a key point of that. Those changes have definitely benefited them. For BBL, let's see if they pick a Ascent again.
Well, if they don't make it to playoffs, it'll be next year. But either way, a big start to this round. Elite, as said, he's been one of the sort of shining lights of this team all the way through the season, and this is an elite round. 3 kills for him already. I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow hits this shot before Reezy does. They're both lined up on a similar angle. Reezy even a little bit deeper, and Kushner wants to get in on the action, making this, I was gonna say, a 3-man layered angle, but it wasn't, because Kushner went a little bit earlier, even still for Trex. Timer ticking. Economy so high up that he might as well try and get some orbs, try and kill one of these players, and Kushner is going to get there first. Big round from Elite, but again, we've seen, I want to say 3, maybe 4 of those already in this map, and they only have 6 rounds.
Yep, it's a concerning flag to raise, really. 6 more chances as well for Vitality. We're coming off the back of a 5-round win streak. It's an uphill battle, but one that you have to take one step at a time. Mountain isn't going to climb itself, and for BBL, players like Elite have been key to it. We mentioned Kushner as someone that we expect to have big performances, and when he doesn't, BBL tend to lose.
It's not even just big, it's sort of exceptional.
Yes.
Like, it's so far
Top 30.
above what we expect. Like, Pora right now is also having a rough time. Like, he's definitely been fragging decently throughout the season. Timmy the Turret, well, he finally made it up there. Didn't last very long. For Vitality, it looks like they want to pick up the pace a little bit here. The drone should give the game away a little bit. But Vitality have normally been quite happy to sort of just stem their push, slow the pace a little bit. And they definitely weren't expecting Brave to be up there.
A good readjustment too. Brave had only just gotten his weapon out as the smoke started to fade. Hits the headshot anyways. Swarm activated. That's going to be the trap denied inside of middle. One of the Cypher traps open. Means that part of the map is now not watched. Someone has to shift over to clear it, surely. Eventually they will. Which, in the current position, I think it is going to be Reezy. Leaves short open. Perhaps a lurk channel for Runner later on into the round. That's certainly what he's hoping for. Some noise, some presence given away on B. Vitality.
30 seconds left.
Not sure if it's going to be sold as a fake. I think it is Runner's lurk that they're relying on doing the damage later, but they're walking into a lot of players, and the Hunter's Fury makes it so difficult. Reveal already cancelled out because they're cautious that someone might push the smoke.
Enemy remaining.
There's not many people left to push that smoke.
B.
Only Runner on the other side, and sure, his lurk has found space on short.
Left.
That's about all it's going to amount to, though.
Picked off by Elite. Every single player pitching in for the side of BBL. And an Andalucia Flawless that will garner them a nice, clean round to sort of build back into this. The thing is, we're seeing some of their players come alive. The problem is now is you're going to have almost every single ultimate available. Timing here was a little bit unfortunate. Really nice shot as well. And it does seem like when Safe goes down, you need that player to play around. Like that, a lot of this is setting him up. You see all the assists that are there for Sender, Kicks, Trex. A lot of that is going to be putting players like him into position. Him being the first pick's always going to make that more difficult.
We saw it in the round where he got the ace on A. You know, the whole team is going in,
Standing ahead.
taking the normal paths, clearing the angles, and he's the one that's repositioning, catching players off guard while they're trying to clear Jenny, while they're trying to get back into the angle. He's already up, contesting them for it.
What do you think
he's out of the round, there's no disruption. Was that?
You like an attack side out?
I love an attack side out. I don't know if you've many memories of playing Ascent with me, Tom, but
Yeah, and they're in my nightmares.
I'll pull out an attack side out and here or there
Yeah.
and everywhere. But well, no
Again,
success to be found.
It's not the best early start. Safe already down low on HP.
Nowhere to run.
Hunter's Fury going to be used. Well, it's hit Kicks, that's for sure, but it's also taken out Elite. He's not the man you want to lose over on that A site. Space taken. Brave is the sort of snake in the grass. And the problem is Sender is always lurking behind. It seems like Brave is being incredibly patient. If he can win this fight, he has an opportunity, but now that he's been spotted, this makes things so much more difficult. Brave is almost trying to deny other players. Kushner has actually just peeked out Heaven. They're so focused in on Brave's position that they've forgotten about this man, and now Pora's won another fight. This is becoming pretty awkward. Kushner caught while dropping down. Sender's done the work from behind anyway. Put them in a man advantage, and don't forget, Pora's on just 2 HP. It leaves Reezy with everything to do. Sender still causing issues from that backline. Still yet to be cleared. And that time now ticking. Pora left with a clutch for the ages. He still won the first 2 fights. This would be one of the best things we've maybe ever seen, but he's got to get a move on. He's got to try and find Kicks. Kicks is just waiting on the other side, and we'll close him out in the end. An incredibly nice try on a 2 HP clutch, but ultimately it was for nothing.
He did the damage, but yeah, too little, too late for this squad. We've seen Ascent, the conversations behind the scenes about it, even coming into this stage, into the last. We had players from Foot say it's no longer the Turkish map. Well, this might just define it now. BBL could be in dire straits. Time to go off to a break, and when we come back, we'll see if the reverse sweep is on the cards.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Ay, Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Let's do something crazy. Get a bit wild today. Cause we don't do this every day and we deserve it. Life is so amazing. Nothing is in our way. Baby, let's fly away. Do you feel it? Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm. Just you and I can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive. Oh, what makes us come alive? Ooh, let's break some rules. No, we don't always have to be good. Don't always have to do things that we should. We'll feed the fire. Let's see it through and let go of what's holding us back. Just light it up and we'll burn through the past and take it higher. Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you